you have done something quite remarkable. You have shot the first film entirely in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, directed by a woman. I'm wondering if you could take us through the rather historic journey you went through, because I know you were raised in a very small village where movies were banned.
I grew up watching a lot of films, like because Saudi, the public exhibition of film is not allowed, but there's a lot of blockbuster VHS when I was growing up. So I remember my father showed us a lot of film. We are 12 kids, so you can imagine the house we grew up in. It's crazy. So we watch a lot of film just to keep us quiet. And when I started educating myself when I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I watched a lot of Iranian cinema, and I thought it's interesting how they project their culture and how they use small concepts that project more about the culture and brings things like that. And I wanted to tell a story like this. And I was thinking, the bicycle has a lot of weight in cinematic history, like it's the bicycle thief and all that, and yet it's, for me, I wanted also to be accepted back home. I know Saudi is very conservative and they don't accept film as a form of art, and it's, let alone that a woman making film is very offensive for the conservative culture. And I really want to be part of making the country more tolerant, people more acceptance, and just like enjoy a film and not to be that militant.
Tell us about some of the challenges you as a woman director faced in just shooting a movie in Saudi Arabia.
The biggest challenge is whenever we went outside, the country is segregated, and I wasn't allowed to be in the streets working with men. So I have to be always in a van. And they had a van, a good van, with with everything, with a monitor and a walkie-talkie. But it's very frustrating not to be for blocking purposes, or like you want to talk to the actors and
what would you do? Communicate with walkie-talkies?
Scream at everybody, like, do this, don't do that, put the camera. I was like, and for me it was like, you are in a confined place, you cannot really escape, and you want to change things, very now and then, but it is such a rewarding experience because it made me work harder and really work with the actors and explain the heart of the scene. And this was a great exercise for me. I wouldn't have gone there if it weren't for that situation.
Tell us the story of the last shot when she is bicycling.
I wanted a landscape urban that opens, and she's bicycling and it opens to almost like a desert. And we found this only place in the most conservative place in Saudi. And people in Saudi, the conservatives are very militant, and they will call the religious police and they will do a lot of stuff. And we went there and we knew that we have a very limiting time, and lots, the DOP was mounted on this white man and that mounted on a car in the middle of Riyadh, and Wad was pedaling, and people started getting really not angry, but they were just almost angry. They're coming from their houses and they didn't want this to happen in their neighborhood. But I was really glad we got it very quickly, and that's got it right on time before the religious police comes and gets us all. And I grabbed Wad from front of the camera, literally, because our line producers is yeah, now, you have to leave now. And I was yeah, and I grabbed her. She was smiling this, and that is the end of it. I took her in front of the camera, and Abdurrahman, the Abdullah, the guy who was playing, and I didn't worry about him because he's a boy. He was hanging by the car, by the van, and we just left. But for me, it was amazing just to shoot in Riyadh, because I come originally from a small town around Riyadh, and for me, it's almost coming home.
Are there movie theaters in Saudi that this film is playing at?
Oh no, there's no movie theaters, but we try to organize cultural showings and sell tickets and have people enjoy what it is to go on a film. But I think commercial cinema, where you go to a mall with a movie with the popcorn, still is not yet. Saudis are very, very conservative. They won't the public exhibition of art not accepted yet, but hopefully in the future. I think I'm very hopeful. So we'll see.